The Gamestop Saga. It was a David versus Goliath story. It pitted small traders against big hedge funds and the manipulative short sellers. And this saga isn't over, the story is only beginning. So sit back, relax, and open your eyes and ears. It's time for Chico Crypto. To begin, what's a short rundown of what happened? Firms in the spotlight of all this. Well, first, Melvin Capital, as their short-selling firm got battered and bruised when retail said hell no. And then when funky business started going down on retail exchanges during the big short squeeze, it was Citadel and Robinhood. Yeah, there were questions going around during the squeeze if Citadel made the call to Robinhood to halt trading to stop the squeeze and save their arses, especially as it was learned how important Citadel was to Robinhood's bottom line. 43% of their Q1 2021 revenue came from Citadel. Everyone knows the ties between Robinhood and Citadel are tight, and they are both going to get no repercussions for market manipulation. So there is bad blood between these entities, GameStop and Citadel, like really bad blood. And I think the new team behind GameStop, led by the fearless leader Cohen, realize there isn't much that can be done when those you're trying to fight are in control of the exchanges where your stock is heavily traded. You gotta go somewhere else, like into the next iteration of finance, where it's decentralized. So now it's time to take down the Citadel, like one of Ryan Cohen's last tweets said, brick by brick. And this all ties right into that GameStop NFT platform that was announced only on May 25th, a month ago. Going to the site, it seems to be hinting that GameStop is coming out with something NFT related, as it says GameStop NFT, and then change the game. If you scroll down, it takes a game cartridge with GameStop on it and the Ethereum logo on it and plugs it into a game player, which lights up an Ethereum logo. The screen then reads, power to the players, power to the creators, power to the collectors. At the bottom, it says they are building a team and they call out for people to join by applying. Finally, there is an Ethereum address. We go to that Ether address. It takes us right to a contract address. A contract for what? Well, in the token tracker, it says for a token called GameStop GME. So many people dove right into the token's contract and they found a launch date with a Unix timestamp. Well, you can put that timestamp into a converter and it converts to July 14th, 2021. Launch countdown is on. In a week, something big is coming. What do I think is coming? A long story, so let's begin with why July 14th is significant to this entire story. Well, it's a hint of what's coming, besides Ryan's brick by brick tweet. July 14th is a national holiday for a certain country, France. It's Bastille Day. This day celebrates the storming of the Bastille, which happened on July 14th, 1789, where the working class rushed and overthrew their overlord oppressors. So what is the Bastille? What is the definition of that? Well, of course it can mean a citadel, and images depicted of this event show the fortress citadel being taken down by French citizens brick by brick. So a clear launch date in the public code for the NFT platform or token. It happens to fall on a revolution holiday for the French where they stormed a citadel. Now during the fight, GameStop versus the hedgies, including the actual Citadel securities, back in January and February, the media and Reddit was calling GameStop's fight just that, the French Revolution, months before the launch date was set in the code. So what is the launch date of? Well, you could guess due to the GameStop NFT landing page, it has something to do with gaming, NFTs, and Ethereum. Like GameStop is moving their business on the blockchain, turning used games into NFTs, turning all games into NFTs, in-game items into NFTs. Well, yes, that is all happening. GameStop is going to be the first major gaming enterprise to dive headfirst into the world of NFTs. It's obvious from their landing page. But it's not coming in 9 days from now on the 14th, as the landing page showed they are still looking for team members to help build it. This launch date in the GME NFT token code has to be related to something else. Now going back to the Unix timestamp, if we go a little more granular, not only does it decode to a specific date, but also a specific time, July 14th, 2021 at 4:20. French Revolution holiday at 4:20, the stoner time. Was that put there to be tongue-in-cheek? Was it random? Or is there something more to that time? Well, there was an Easter egg left in the GameStop NFT landing page. Just a little white dot at the top right corner of the page. You clicked on that and it took you to a web browser game where you are a black cat in a banana suit jumping on the moon over rocks, rockets, and moon-based satellites. Elon Musk. That hidden game hints at so much, but first let's talk about the black cat in the nanner who you play as, and the importance of 420. The cat in the banana is a banana, a Japanese anime character. But back in March, GameStop dropped an exclusive plush of this in their online store. Redditors picked up on this wasn't exclusive back then, and it had a sus expected launch date. 420, and it had a super sus description. This was a squeezable plush, like a short squeeze coming. As you can see in the comments, people were saying, no way, this is just a coincidence. This meant something, which was even fueled by Ryan Cohen. Around the same time of the plush drop with a release date of 420, Cohen tweeted this meme out of nowhere in late March. Obviously something was supposed to happen on 420, but as we know, nothing big happened for GameStop on that day. There was no big 420 news, and as we can see, the plush got delayed from this Reddit post to 5/17. There was a curveball thrown into the mix, and GameStop had to delay what they may have had planned. Because on the day 420, Ryan Cohen tweeted this. It was Ted once again, but this time not smoking, he was drinking. And many say down in the tweet comments, this was in reference to a new filing from the DTC, Depository Trust Company, to the SEC, filing that ends in 007, as James Bond 007 likes his shaken not stirred. GME, shaken but not stirred. Now, a Redditor posted about this new filing from the DTC back when it came out, and in the comments, a Wario Fangirl68 explains what it is. They say, this new system should allow the DTCC to accurately determine the number of shares loaned, proper shares ownership, and calculate the risk associated with share loans, which is all currently self-reported. More market transparency for the DTC to prevent over-leveraging in the future. Looks like a strong proactive move, but it'll come into effect July 9th. This confirms GME really will be a once-in-a-lifetime squeeze. Rules are being changed, and they go into effect just 5 days before the launch date, 7/14/2021 at 420, like the 420 when this was supposed to actually be launched. So what is this? What does GameStop have up their sleeves? Well, in my opinion, it's going to be the announcement of a cryptocurrency dividend. And the evidence for this comes from a recent GME filing with the SEC just last month. The filing was a prospectus for the sale of 5 million shares of its common stock. In the filing, they say, under the plan of distribution, we may also offer securities through subscription rights distributed to our stockholders on a pro rata basis, which may or may not be transferable. They then say further down, unless otherwise specified in the related prospectus supplement, each series of securities will be a new issue with no established trading market other than shares of our common stock, which are listed on the New York Stock Exchange or NYSE. Any common stock sold pursuant to a prospective supplement will be listed on NYSE subject to official notice of issuance. We may elect to list any series of preferred stock on an exchange, but we are not obligated to do so. It is possible that one or more underwriters may make a market in the securities, but such underwriters will not be obligated to do so and may discontinue any market making at any time without notice. No assurance can be given as to the liquidity of or the trading market for any offered securities. Further below, they say, until the distribution of the securities is completed, rules of the SEC may limit the ability of any underwriters and selling group members to bid for and purchase the securities. It sounds like they're warning, letting the regulators know that a new type of security is coming, one that may not have established markets, liquidity, and more. And just further below, they explain what this could do, specifically mentioning the shorts. In general, purchases of security for the purpose of stabilization or to reduce a short position could cause the price of the security to be higher than it might be in the absence of such purchases. The imposition of a penalty bid might also have effect on the price of a security to the extent that it were to discourage resales of the security before the distribution is completed. Oh, specifically mentioning shorts covering themselves trying to purchase this security. It's a total warning to everyone, the SEC, the short sellers, and the like, that this isn't going to be a surprise. So, in my opinion, GME is planning a new crypto market where every shareholder is entitled to a certain number of crypto dividends, aka token or tokens, based on their stock holdings. There are two ways they can do this. With a typical crypto GME coin, which would be an ERC20, aka fungible, or they could do it as an NFT, non-fungible token. And in my opinion, they are going the way of the NFT, and in the opinion of many others too. There is a great and highly upvoted post on the Super Stonk subreddit titled NFT Dividend. Do you really want to know the purpose? Here it goes. They say, every single shareholder gets an NFT, which represents the literal number of shares they own. The issuance of the NFT dividend would take place and then become instantly visible on the blockchain for the entire world to see just how many shares are held by real people. Once it's on the blockchain, it's public record. We will be witnessing the first ever passive-aggressive documentation of fraud the world has ever seen. Every share owned by a real person would be documented. Basically, it will be an NFT that will attest to a person's number of shares owned. That will leave the naked shorts just that, naked. They won't get the NFTs. Which makes even more sense with one of their recent hires, Jordan HODLberg, who just became their principal engineer. Jordan previously created HODLberg Financial, which is tokenized holdings. Going to the FAQ, it reads, HODLberg Financial lets one attest their cryptocurrency holdings and mint a non-fungible token, NFT, on the Ethereum blockchain. The minted HODLberg NFT aggregates all attested wallet balances into one convenient token without compromising privacy. The balance and token data aggregated into your HODLberg NFT is always up to date. And this NFT can even attest to things like Coinbase, aka it can attest to stock exchanges. HODLberg built NFTs to attest to crypto holdings specifically, but now is there a team building a financial NFT to attest to the number of GME shares to that NFT? Maybe even down the road, HODL those shares in tokenized smart contract vaults? Chico thinks so, and there may be one more video down this rabbit hole before the 14th. Cheers, I'll see you next time.